from Hollywood and the four corners of the world. You asked for it. Starring Rich Little. Here's the star of You Asked For It, Rich Little.
Thank you, and welcome to the only show on television that takes you around the world in 30 minutes just because you asked for it. Tonight, Brazil's most popular TV host in his zany Brazilian amateur hour. A couple gets married underwater. Malakova, one of the great high-wire walkers of all time, and much more. But first, I simply have to tell you to hold your breath on this one. It's absolutely mind-boggling. The most unbelievable and terrifying demonstration of martial arts we've ever shown on this show. One of the foremost practitioners of karate in the world, Heidi Ochiai, will use his own son as the volunteer for this exclusive You Asked For It. In Binghamton, New York, here's Jack Smith, because Pat McInnery of Arlington, Virginia, you asked for it.
The confidence and control you will see in the following demonstration are the products of a lifetime of spiritual and physical training. Heidi Ochiai has been training for 36 years, beginning when he was 6 years old. Breathing techniques are at the heart of the process for concentrating physical and mental power. Through absolute self-discipline, Heidi has mastered the feeling of pain. This ritual of preparation is actually an exercise in harmonizing the powers of mind and body. In bisecting this apple, and later a single grain of rice, without cutting the mannequin, Heidi will have to swing this razor-sharp sword with as much control as if it were his own hand.
For this particular feat, particular technique, I just combine strength of mind and strength of body in such a way that they harmonize. And whatever I mean to accomplish, whatever I will accomplish, I can accomplish with sword. And in my case, it's more extreme because my techniques are very extreme.
With the warm-up exercises completed, the stage is set for Heidi's extraordinary demonstration of mind and body control. The subject will be none other than Heidi's own flesh and blood, his 10-year-old son, Derek. Heidi's youngest son, Brent, waits for the moment to play his role, while Heidi prepares Derek for the demonstration.
I trust my father a lot. If it was somebody else, I think I would be scared.
Brent will now place this apple on Derek's throat. When it's secure, Heidi will begin the ceremonial dance that precedes this dangerous feat.
most important thing is a profound belief in the self. And so there is no margin of error that you can even imagine. Because what I do, there's no margin of errors.
Mr. Ochi not only works accurately, but fast. Let's slow our cameras down so we can actually see what just happened. The amazing swordsmanship of Heidi Ochi, because you asked for it.
I can't emphasize enough to you people out there, especially you kids, not to try that, because that took years of skill, practice, and know-how to work that sword. Even the dummy took a chance. And you'll be taking a chance too, kids, so watch yourself. I mean, you could get killed doing that, so please be careful. I'll be back in a moment with a couple who gets married underwater. Glug, glug.
And now back to Rich Little.
Thank you, John. The young couple in this interesting combination of costumes and the Reverend Hal Marchman, complete with diving gear of his own, are about to tie a wedding knot underwater. And we're all invited because Belle Kilman of New Rochelle, New York asked for it. So let's all grab our towels and join them at Marineland, Florida. And I'll tell you something, folks, there won't be a dry eye in the place.
He will cover you with his pinions, and under his wings you will find refuge.
This is the Reverend Hal Marchman, pastor of the Central Baptist Church in Daytona Beach, Florida. He's married people in the air, on boats, beaches, the home plate of a baseball diamond, and in the middle of the Daytona 500 Speedway. Today, the Reverend will be getting his feet wet by presiding at his first underwater wedding. Reverend Marchman will be wearing a formal diving bell with cutaway window. If anybody asks him how he could sink to something like this, he can always tell them he saw service on a submarine during World War II. First, the happy couple must get tanked up. Scuba tank, that is. Since this is a formal occasion, Jimmy will be wearing a beautiful white bathing suit with gold trim and a veil laced with seashells that she made herself. Rob will be swimming up the aisle in a well-tailored tuxedo with matching swim trunks, the height of style for these depths.
My family and friends, they think it's great. They loved it.
Most of my friends think it's really fantastic.
To me, walking down an aisle in a long dress is really boring. You know, I just wanted to get married underwater, and we did.
I'm happy to marry people where they want to be married, as long as they want a religious ceremony, because I think it's important that people be able to do their own thing.
Rob and Jimmy are both expert divers. Rob is a lieutenant in the Naval Reserve. He dives for the Telford Diving Team, which conducts voluntary underwater search and rescue missions for the city of Waxhaw, Pennsylvania, where he lives. Jimmy, who had just begun diving a couple of years ago, was proposed to by Rob when they were underwater. Her nodded yes was so emphatic at the time that the regulator fell out of her mouth almost as soon as the words had fallen out of Rob's mouth. Since the couple spend nearly all their free time underwater, this seemed to be the logical place to tie the knot. Ah, the flowers finally arrive and the ship's bell summons the guests. We're able to hear the Reverend through the use of an underwater microphone.
We're gathered in this unusual place to join in holy matrimony, Bob and Jimmy, and to publish for you the band of marriage.
The ceremony is traditional. In fact, doing it underwater may even give it more depth.
Bob, will you have Jimmy, whom you hold by the hand, to be your lawfully wedded wife?
As you can see, the couple's parents and other guests are deeply moved by this beautiful ceremony, though it may be slightly watered down.
Jimmy, will you take Bob to be your lawfully wedded husband, to have and to hold from this day forward?
There's nothing fishy going on here.
Bob, will you take this ring? Will you place it on Jimmy's finger, repeating after me these words? I give this ring to you in token of my abiding love and pledge to you all of my love.
The big moment. Rob and Jimmy are about to take the plunge.
Now, by the authority invested in me as a minister of the gospel and under the laws of the state of Florida, I pronounce you, Bob, husband, and you, Jimmy, wife.
You asked for it.
Well, I guess you could say that that marriage was off to a good start. They really took the plunge. Why don't you take the plunge right now? Dive in. Tell us what you'd like to see anywhere in the world. All you have to do is write us. You asked for it, P.O. Box 1980, Hollywood, California, 90028. And now here again is Jack Smith, host of the original You Asked For It, to show us another classic from the past. Oh, Jack!
Thank you, Rich. This next film is really a taste treat for anyone with an appetite for danger. Back in 1953, we featured a high-wire daredevil who was one of the wonders of the world in her time. Her family had been high-wire acrobats for 7 generations, and Malakova, mistress of the high wire, was in a class all by herself. Watch.
Now up the ladder to the high platform, and believe me, that's really up. Like so many who make their living in this hazardous way, Malakova comes from a family of aerialists. Her training began when she was still very young. As if walking a wire isn't enough, she puts her feet in a pair of baskets. And a headstand. You'll notice that there's no safety net under this at all. Now, if you want to know how much courage this takes, let me tell you that Malakova's mother fell to her death performing these same stunts. And Malakova now carries on the name and tradition. And now sitting on the wire, a fast series of backward somersaults. And the climax, a special contrivance. It's like a bicycle, but with a ladder and those small wheels. You guessed it, she's going to climb the ladder. She stands on the top platform. Getting down is pretty tricky, too.
And we all share the thrills because you asked for it.
Malakova, the mistress of the high wire, because you asked for it.
And coming up, Brazil's most popular TV host. Now get this, a combination of Ed Sullivan and Laugh-In. Could you picture that? Now, right here on our stage, a really big show. On our own, really big, Yaffe. I'm sorry, You Asked For It. Is that right?
And now, back to Rich Little.
If you're anywhere around Sao Paulo, Brazil, on a Sunday night, chances are you're watching the hottest show in town. And it's not a nightclub either, it's a TV show. Now, the host is a madcap 60-year-old clown called Shakrinya. So let's go behind the scenes of a phenomenal show with our Georgetta Ruba, because Janice Leverich of Kirtland, Ohio, you asked for it.
Rich, this is backstage at the theater in Sao Paulo where Chacrinha is talking out tonight's show with the director, who also happens to be his son. The show is called Buzina, which in Portuguese means horn, Chacrinha's trademark. A crowd gathers outside, while in the dressing rooms, everybody's getting ready. The show resembles a family gathering starring a crazy uncle, and when you look at it behind the scenes, you wonder how it'll all add up.
You wanted to see how a TV show is made? Well, have we got a show for you.
You'll never see something like this on TV in the United States. For one thing, it goes on for 5 hours, and they never stop to correct a mistake. Whatever happens, happens, just as you see it, live on stage. Chacrinha's Buzina is something like a game show, featuring a string of amateur acts. It all starts when the celebrity judges come out to greet the star. This is a lady named Elke Maravilla, which in English means Elke Wonderful. You'll notice that Chacrinha's cameramen never flinch when the You Asked For It crew shows up in their shots. In fact, we were honored guests in all this madness. But to tell you the truth, you don't have to understand what they're saying here. On this show, anything can happen, and everything usually does. The amateur act's only part of the action here. You'd hardly believe what goes on in between. At one moment, Chacrinha is throwing food or handing out prizes to the audience. At another, some man-made fog is rolling on from off stage. Over to the side, girls are lining up for a detergent commercial, and in the back, the dancers, known as the chacrettes, keep themselves going no matter what. That's part of the fun of it. You never can tell just what will happen, and it all happens so fast it's hard to make sure you see it all. Chacrinha has been making TV out of this kind of chaos since the early 60s. He's the biggest, both in size and popularity. And you can see from the studio audience, as well as the celebrity guests, that people are just crazy about him.
I like him because he's very Brazilian, he's very pure, he's very, you know, his emotion, his love, he's a clown, and I love clowns, you know?
This kind of entertainment is a sort of organized confusion. It has the same wild energy you find in life throughout Brazil. And as we've seen, what happens inside the theater with the cameras running is just as much fun as any actual show.
So that's Chacrinha, Brazil's biggest TV star, and you've seen him behind the scenes because you asked for it.
Hey, I don't know what the big deal is. I mean, it looks like a typical rehearsal for You Asked For It.
Rich will be back to answer the request of a very clever young letter writer on Ask For It. And now, back to Rich Little.
Thank you, John. You know, we get letters now and then, and we don't exactly know how to answer them. For example, Kathy Yoakley of Winston-Salem, North Carolina, notices that we once gave a dog to a boy on the show, and that dog looked a lot like Boomer, the television star. See, the boy's own Boomer look-alike had died, and we replaced it. So Kathy writes, would you believe it? I used to have a man that looked like Magnum P.I. We really tried to fulfill your request, but You see, we couldn't find a dog anywhere that looked like Tom Selleck. But, Kathy, we'll keep trying because... Good night, everybody.